What's up, everybody? It's Quizzy. I am back today, man. And guess what? We are on version 2.0. Alright, so what does that mean, man? It means that I got a whole lot better when it comes to YouTube. I'm actually putting more time into it, putting more effort into it, and man, y'all are gonna reap the benefits, man. For real, before we start, man, I just want to thank everybody. And look, man, I always want to shout out one person, alright? So thank you for supporting, man, for real. I appreciate that, man. So look, if you want to get shouted out in every video that I have, just drop a dope ass comment and say, hey man, Quizzy, thank you. And share it to one person, you know what I'm saying? Just share it to one person, man, if you like it and you think that it's a dope. Alright, share it to one person, man. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started today. Alright, so we're gonna do 15 foods that originally look totally different. Alright, so as y'all might know or might not know, food has grown over the years. It's not what it used to be. Alright, so we're gonna find out right now what the hell it used to look like, and we're gonna see if we would have ate it back then versus now. Alright, let's go ahead and get started right now, alright?
When you live a bit of life, you come across some quite marvelous food over time.
Okay, what the hell is that, boy?
Ranging from the smallest to the strangest of food, we are often baffled by how it can taste or smell or look.
The hell is that?
Take a look at this bizarre list and see if
that was a butthole. That was a hyena's butthole.
You can fathom how half of this is even possible.
That's not even fruit. That wasn't even fruit.
From yellow-skinned berries that are used in milkshakes to yellow vegetables that could fuel cars, here are 15 foods that originally looked totally different. Number 15. Pies weren't sweet, fruity, or even edible.
What?
Pastries such as pies and cakes had also been known as coffins in the Middle Ages.
Coffins? Man, let's see what they talking about, bro.
Probably because you would have never known what was in them and what could kill you. They had hard crusts and were filled with everything and anything you could think of. And if you can't see what you're eating, it's not bad, is it? We all love baked goods as well. Depending on the size of the crust, the cake was completely filled in with whatever could be found. A fun fact,
Bro, what if they filled it with mousse or some shit? Some nasty, bro, that they used to eat back in the day when they were settlers and shit, man. That's some nasty ass shit.
Birds and frogs were used to produce pies, among other things, unknown, bizarre, and morally questionable products that will never be truly known. You can fill a pie with many large pieces that can be cut up and packed in. They are also made from a variety of pastries that can be used to meet the needs.
That's what I need. A good pie.
Popular in the United Kingdom and the United States. Even today, when you pay for your pie, make sure it comes from a reputable source, as you never know if any of these tasty pastries can be full of questionable wonders. Or, did you know that they used to look rather different? Way back in 1945, the common watermelon was much smaller. On the left-hand side of this image, you can see what a regular watermelon looks like today. But right, you can see how tiny they used to be. Due to quirks of genetics, tiny watermelons still crop up from time to time these days, hence how we're able to get this photo. They don't look that much bigger than grapes. Imagine popping an entire handful of grape-sized watermelons into your mouth. Now that sounds tasty. But the size of the watermelon is not the only way the watermelon has changed. But more about that a little bit later in the video. So if you want more
could y'all believe that
about this popular fruit. Number 14. Banana. Today's bananas are very different from the wild bananas of the past. So much so that if you peel any of today's wild fruits from their wild ancestors, you will not enjoy the taste at all.
Wow. That's a lot of bananas.
Bananas are not good to eat and taste very bad. The fruit comes in many colors and is usually shaped long and curved. When ripe, it can be green.
She said that.
Yellow, red, purple, or brown. Like many things in life, the banana appears in very diverse ways. Fortunately for us, the bananas you buy at the grocery store today are hybridized genetically so that humans can enjoy them. They're cultivated and grown into soft, chunky fruits that we all know and love.
That's what I'm talking about.
To the firm, inedible wild one.
No, boy, I'm finna get on your ass, boy. I'm finna get on your shit, boy. You got the cheap about a dozen hair on and shit, boy. You know, no, I'm finna get on your shit, boy. Peppermint patty hair having ass, boy. Oh, man, I just picked all these fucking bananas by myself. Ugly ass, boy. I'm finna get on your shit.
Most of the scientific names of cultivated bananas are called Musa, with many other scientific spin-off names according to genomic makeup. Oddly enough, we may see another change in bananas in the near future as diseases and technology develops. A banana is a tall, edible fruit. Botanically, the banana is actually a berry, which grows from a large variety of large flowered herbs. Number 13.
A berry?
Corn. Corn has come a long way since farmers in Mexico have started choosing the largest and best corn for planting for next season.
So what we've learned about corn is that uniform emergence is way more important.
This first step towards supremacy occurred around 10,000 years ago, and since then, it arguably developed very nicely. Some theories have been put forward regarding the domination of edible corn maize, but the most popular is that maize originated as a genetic mutation of a plant called the teosinte, a grass with a kernel that...
Hey, look, real quick. You could do a lot with corn. Like, corn can, what did it say? Power cars, do all kinds of stuff. Make, was that cornstarch making sugar and shit? Man, corn can do a hell of a lot. They fuck corn up.
Corn has lost those hardy seeds and instead has been developed to make them softer. If you hate peeling corn for dinner, imagine breaking the core of hundreds of teosinte spikes and eating them. And that wouldn't be a profitable venture. Number 12. Carrots. The first carrots that were known to be cultivated were in Persia and Asia way back in the 10th century.
Damn.
You can only guess that they were probably purple or white originally, but who knows? Perhaps they've always been this color.
Wow.
Originally a bizarre, thorny-looking root, it really knew how to get its rocks off. It's considered that they lost their purple pigment and changed to a yellow and orange-hued color instead. Kind of like a permanent hair dye with a makeover. Farmers learned to develop these delicious white roots, which are reminiscent of today's parsnips. Carrots were first discovered in Persia, and they were predominantly white or purple, or thin and scrawny. The root was bitter and slightly acquired. After years of selective breeding, carrots have become larger and less.
Thank you for the carrot. Stupid
Number
ass.
11. Tomato.
But that don't even look like a
Tomatoes have
tomato.
come a long way, circularly along the vines of time, haven't they? First, the natives of South America grew wild blueberry-sized tomatoes about 7,000 years ago to reproduce a cherry-sized fruit plant. Isn't it interesting how many fruits started as berries? From the tomato forest plant to the home staple, the development of the tomato is more complicated than travelers had long thought. Over the years, through selective breeding, the characteristics of their fruits had radically changed, and breeders have been able to use them in diverse plants.
What if that was all weed? Just rows and rows and rows of weed. My bad. Carrots and weed ain't that off. They kind of grow similar. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I would know anything about that.
To make grown tomatoes more attractive to consumers. When farmers finally got their prized cherry tomatoes, we started to see signs that some species in this intermediate group have properties that promote disease and drought resistance. From there, he began developing modern tomatoes by picking the largest tomatoes each season.
Man, that's a big ass
Due to
tomato.
much genetic manipulation, modern tomatoes have lost a lot of natural sugar, so it's not as sweet and aromatic as before. It does have lecithin though, which is incredible for the health of your cells and blood. Number 10.
One thing they did good.
Eggplant. Over the course of history, eggplants have appeared in a multitude of forms and colors, ranging from the strangest of types.
Give me that
Primitive
eggplant.
variants used to have spiky thorns linking them to the flowers. Eggplants also used to be a wild nightshade. Eggplants are similar to onions, chili, and potatoes.
Really?
But they are the new kids in the house.
I've never had an eggplant.
And believe it or not, they are not related to eggs, but rather to nightshade. Some of the first eggplants to have been produced were in China. Selective breeding got rid of the thorns and brought us a bigger, more familiar, elongated purple vegetable you can find in most grocery stores.
Bro.
Fun fact, they can also be hard-boiled in soft eggplants.
That's so different.
87% of the world's eggplants have been made up of China and India lately. Most often, the purple, porous,
What? That's what the
fruit is
inside
used in
look like?
multiple kitchens. It's very widely used by chefs.
I don't know why I thought that shit was filled with water, bro. I never actually had an eggplant. I thought that shit was filled with water and shit.
As a cooking vegetable. Eggplants are low in macronutrients and micronutrients, but the fruit's ability to absorb oils and flavors into its pulp while cooking expands its uses in cooking. Eggplant burger, anyone? Number 9. Cucumber. It's
No.
modern cucumbers are somehow related to the original wild cucumbers.
What the hell is
of old.
that?
The original cucumbers were small and had huge spikes protruding from them. It's not recommended storing up a lot.
Bro,
I never felt so close to the possibility.
I never
of this
felt so
growing.
close. Okay, bro.
Although cucumbers originate in South Asia, they are currently growing on most continents due to the large variety of cucumbers traded on the world market. In North America, wild cucumber refers to trees, but they are not closely related.
It's in the same family as the cucumber, so closely related, but it's an inedible.
Cucumber was cultivated medicinally in India. There were 4 large seeds inside, and the wild cucumber had very little substance to it nutritionally. There are 3 main varieties of cucumber: sliced, pickled, and seedless.
Pickled.
And several other varieties have been developed. Wild cucumbers are potentially toxic, and it's strange to have the
Damn.
cucumbers we have today. Cucurbitaceae is a commonly cultivated creeper vine of the Cucurbitaceae
Creeper.
family, which has bear-like fruits which are used as vegetables. Nevertheless, we can acknowledge and attribute a lot of gratitude to the accumulated past of cucumbers that have been grown and passed around.
That shit look nasty
Number
as hell.
8. Peaches.
Now, but there's a
Is
peach.
deciduous tree native to northwestern China between the northern slopes of the Tarim Basin and the Kunlun Mountains, where it was first grown and domesticated. They were certainly less sweet, with earthy and salty ingredients to your liking.
Ugh.
Peach production started at least 3,000 years
What
ago,
the fuck?
and any peach lover should be very grateful for that. We wouldn't have peaches, at least not the way we do today,
What
if the
the
Chinese
fuck is
hadn't
that?
started the project all the way back then. Peaches began their lives with thin, waxy, skinless, cherry-like fruit with little flesh. This precursor to modern peaches
Now that's
is
a
dying
peach.
out, but this could be considered a good thing since they are now a juicy, edible fruit that many can now enjoy. After that, the peaches were made in Persia. This indicates that it was commonly grown in modern Iran and later transferred to Europe. In its infancy, the peach pits have a remarkably similar flavor to the almond. Number 7. Avocado. The fan favorite fruit of the millennium
Look nasty then. Looks nasty now.
has changed a lot, and it's for the better. Avocados are very small in nature and can fit comfortably in the middle of a palm tree, about 3 inches in diameter. Inside the famous fruit, there's a delicious morsel of nutritious, edible avocado.
Yeah.
It contains the famous green pulp of the fruit. For comparison to the avocados of old compared to today's advantageous avocados, it takes about 10 wild avocados to get that much pulp from a single contemporary fruit. What's
Damn.
worse is the small amount of meat in it doesn't taste good. In contrast to the smooth and flavorful features of modern avocado, it has a rugged and bumpy texture.
Our food
The
is a
wild
lot better
avocado
now.
was also wrapped in a rough wrapper, which was slightly different from the new avocado's leathery, fleshy skin. Number 6. Strawberry. When
Ugh.
developing the strawberry, people over the course of history have molded fruits and vegetables in order to...
Bro, did y'all just see that machine? Hold on, let me go back just a little bit.
When developing the strawberry...
Bro, look at this
people over the
machine,
course of
bro. The machine just took a nice ripe strawberry and picked that shit. Like it just picked that mug. Bro, man, look. I'm telling you, this technology is going far. I bet these little things down there, those little white things, those are sensors. Sensors. Censorship.
history have molded fruits and vegetables in order to enhance their taste, much to the satisfaction of the customer. However, in the case of wild strawberry, the reverse occurred, leading to a very bad taste. The wild strawberry, known as Fragaria vesca, tasted sweeter and is considered to be the stronger fruit version. Unfortunately, consumerism seems to care about looks, not quality. The wild strawberries, though, are much smaller than the modern one. So why did the modern version of the strawberry lose their flavor? Well, farmers began to favor scale and better presentation, which gradually reduced the flavor of the fruit and disease tolerance.
Yeah, because it's easy for strawberries to get
This
disease.
last one isn't so bad, though. We care about our strawberries, don't we? Garden strawberries are a common hybrid species known as strawberries. Who knew strawberries were called strawberries? The fruit has its usual scent, vivid red shades, juicy texture, and sweetness, and is highly enjoyed. Thankfully, garden strawberries are here to save us from a straw-perilous disaster. It is eaten in mass numbers, fresh and ready to eat, such as jelly, juice, desserts,
Oh, that
ice
look
cream,
good.
milkshakes, and chocolates. The strawberry is not, from a botanical point of view, a berry, which is very weird. Number 5. Apples. The crab apple is the wild apple of the family Malus. The tree was renowned for its wild relative, Malus sieversii, in Central Asia. For thousands of years, apples were grown in Asia and Europe and introduced by European colonizers to North America. Consequently, apples are of religious and mythological importance in many cultures, perhaps because of their accessibility and nutritional impact over the millennia. In terms of flavor and appearance, the original apples were very sour and thin. They weren't always as crisp as our apples today. The modern edition of the apple is sweeter than the original version. It's just a little bit better. Apple trees are massive when grown from seeds. Both are similar and very closely connected, like cousins, but, a bit more fruity. The apple is one of our foods that hasn't changed too much because of the environment in which it's grown. Indeed, people wanted the most friendly and sweet crunch, which is what we enjoy today. The flavor was very refined and sweet. Various cultivars are bred for diverse tastes and use, including frying, drinking raw, and cider making. Number 4. Marshmallows.
Woo!
The ancient Egyptians were the first.
Let's see this, man, because I don't even know how the fuck you make a marshmallow or how a marshmallow is even made.
Egyptians' known culture to produce sweets. Marshmallow for the noble classes and sacrifices to cultural beliefs. From the 9th century BC onwards, marshmallows were used to produce ointments, lotions, and cures. Around the 19th century,
Bro, imagine, alright, you say it was used to produce ointments, lotions, and cures. Imagine if somebody was like, oh man, we got some of this lotion and shit. And then years later, people are like, oh bro, we should just start eating some of this Johnson & Johnson. No, nigga, we shouldn't.
Marshmallows were noticeable and pioneered the prototype marshmallow. In the 1950s, marshmallows were formed in the distinct and iconic form of the marshmallows we know of today. There's been regular output of thousands of pounds of marshmallows due to the sweetness and availability of the common commodities that allow us to make many millions of marshmallows in masses. Number 3. Cabbage. Cabbage was originally a wild mustard plant. It is now more widely known as wild cabbage. By the Middle Ages, cabbage was a big part of European cuisine. Cabbages have, over time, had a long, curlier, leafy mutation, which they have developed in order to become what we now know as kale. Number 2. Bacon.
What?
People of eastern Turkey first lived and ate pigs around 10,000 years ago.
Oh, look at that pig.
Bacon is a dry pork consisting of a number of special cuts that typically decrease the amount of fat in the pork belly.
Gotta let some bacon.
It's only possible to eat as a side dish or additional ingredient in seasonal plates due to the negative health implications of eating such rich fats on a regular. There are a few different meanings available for bacon that developed in Old German, such as buttocks, ham, and finally, bacon. It's a very complex series of terminologies with some strange ideas behind them. The term bacon doesn't just apply to pigs, however. It's also suitable for roasted animals such as beef, lamb, poultry, goat, or turkey. And it can also be used in areas with
Get out my way,
Muslim
boy.
populations,
Trying to eat.
such as turkey bacon, because both religions have prohibited pork.
Cause look at that look at that
Which
dude.
bacon do you choose? I guess that's a reckoning you'll have to save for yourself. Just make sure you save your own bacon in the process. Number 1, watermelon.
Okay.
Promised the watermelon would be back before the end of the video.
Right, let's see.
Watermelon is a fruit botanically, and many people love a delicious watermelon. Considering the quality, taste, and nutritional benefits, it's not hard to see why watermelon has developed over the course of history to become a favorite throughout the ages. Watermelon is related to the cucumber, squash, and pumpkin,
Really?
which is pretty awesome.
Well, I guess that makes
Watermelons have
sense.
been native to Africa and have been cultivated since ancient times. The inside of a watermelon is always a
Eat it,
refreshing
girl.
fruit.
You want one that sounds like that.
Archaeological
That's how I
remains
tap
of
that ass.
melons, mostly seeds, dating from 5,000 years ago, have been found in northeastern Africa, which is pretty awesome when you consider that they are now grown around the world. Watermelons have been domesticated for their water content and nutritional benefits for more than 4,000 years.
Ugh,
They've also been
that
produced
mother
in
nasty.
Mediterranean lands for about 2,000 years.
Nah.
Who knew that water could taste so good when it's combined with melons? Still, it's not hard to see why the watermelon would be developed so much since its foundations. At its ripest, the sweet, succulent taste of the refreshing watermelon is soothing to the senses.
Come with the fucking jokes. I actually don't like watermelon, man. It's never really appealed to me and shit. So, anyways, man, that's the video for today, man. If you like it, man, go ahead and subscribe. And look, man, look down below because I got some shit for y'all down below now. You can find the original video down below if you just want to check it out without my commentary. Why would you want to do that? And then also you'll be able to find the links to my social media. So follow me on Instagram because that is the place that I will be promoting and be posting all the fire content as well and stuff more about my life. So if you want to talk to me and find out more about my life, go down there. See ya. Peace the fuck out.